Hi students, in the previous session we were discussing the structure of the bone, the kinds of the bone, and now the Haversian system, which is also a part of the discussion about the bone. Clear? What is Haversian system? In the previous session we were discussing that there are various parts of the bone out there. For example, here is a rough structure of the bone. And what is this called as a epiphysis? I told you, isn't it? Epiphysis. This is the diaphysis. And this is the metaphysis, I told you, isn't it? Metaphysis of the bone. So this is corresponding, epiphysis and metaphysis are corresponding to the spongy bone, isn't it? Spongy bone or trabecular bone or cancellous bone, I told you, isn't it? And what is this corresponding to? Diaphysis is corresponding to the compact bone. Compact bone. Clear? So let's discuss the structure of the compact bone in the present context. This compact bone is corresponding to which part? Diaphysis, isn't it? Here another epiphysis is there here, isn't it? Epiphysis again, and here metaphysis, and here again diaphysis. That is between epiphysis to metaphysis. Here in between what is present? Diaphysis is present. This diaphysis is corresponding to the compact bone. Let's discuss the structure of the compact bone here. That's today's discussion, and followed by the Haversian system. Clear? Structure of the compact bone. The compact bone here is corresponding to the shaft or diaphysis. Shaft or diaphysis. Isn't it? The diaphysis contains the here a long bone, and this is the articular surface. Here is the marrow cavity. So this is a spongy bone here. This is the epiphysis, metaphysis, and this is the diaphysis, isn't it? Diaphysis. Diaphysis is corresponding to the compact bone. Compact bone. Here what is present? The outer fibrous dense here. This is the outer fibrous dense irregular connective tissue sheath. In the previous session, one of the session I told you that the tough outer fibrous connective tissue sheath here, irregular dense irregular connective tissue sheath is called as periosteum. Periosteum is the outer dense fibrous compact irregular connective tissue sheath called as periosteum. Periosteum is covering which part? Diaphysis. Periosteum is covering the diaphysis. Okay, inner to this diaphysis, what is present here? Inner to this one, here is another sheath present, and that's called as here, called as endosteum is present. What is present here? This is called as the endosteum, which I had drawn with the red. This is called as endosteum. Endosteum. Periosteum is the outer one, whereas endosteum, endo means inside, peri means outside, isn't it? So endosteum, it also comes under the dense irregular fibrous connective tissue sheath. So this is the outer dense fibrous irregular connective tissue sheath called as periosteum, and inner dense fibrous irregular connective tissue sheath called as the endosteum. Clear, students? So here this is the structure of the compact bone. So what is present here inside this one? Here is a marrow cavity. What is this one called as here? This one with the arrow. This one is called as a marrow cavity. So I'm writing here marrow cavity. The marrow cavity is filled with the bone marrow. Which bone marrow? Yellow bone marrow. Yellow bone marrow, because here is the red bone marrow present, because I told you that here trabeculae are present, different trabeculae are present. Between the trabeculae, some what is present? Red bone marrow is present. Red bone marrow is present in the spongy layer, whereas the yellow bone marrow is present in the which layer, which part of the bone? Diaphysis. Yellow bone marrow is present in the diaphysis, also called as shaft, which is corresponding to the compact bone, whereas here in the spongy bone, the red bone marrow is present here. Clear, students? The yellow bone marrow is filled with the fat. It contains the fat. It stores the fat, isn't it? Now, this is a marrow cavity filled with the bone marrow. Which bone marrow? Yellow bone marrow. Clear, students? See here, this is the, what is this one? Periosteum. Periosteum. This one is the periosteum. This one's. And what is this one? Endosteum, I told you, isn't it? This one is a endosteum. This one is a endosteum. Periosteum, endosteum, isn't it? Here is a marrow cavity. Okay. So see here, some part is there here. Let's discuss what is present in this part. That is present between the periosteum and endosteum. What is present? Let's discuss now. I am drawing here separately here between the outer periosteum and inner endosteum. This is the outer periosteum. This is the outer periosteum. This is the inner endosteum is there here. This is the inner endosteum. Now what is present between the periosteum and endosteum is a current discussion for the Haversian system. Clear, students? For example, this is the periosteum. Periosteum, and this one is the endosteum. Endosteum, that is this structure. This structure I am drawing separately here, this one, to make you understand, isn't it? Periosteum, endosteum. Now here contains a bone lamellae are present. Bone lamellae. Here bone lamellae. Here also the bone lamellae is present. Dense bone lamellae. The lamellae present in just adjacent to the, just beneath, that is below the periosteum, is called as outer circumferential lamellae. Outer circumferential lamellae. Outer circumferential lamellae. So where is this outer circumferential lamellae present? This is the periosteum now. So just adjacent, just below, that is beneath, this one is called as the outer circumferential lamellae. Clear, students? Here this is the endosteum. Don't confuse here. This is the periosteum, and inner this one is the endosteum, and here this one is called as, what is this one? Outer circumferential lamellae. OCL I am writing here. And what is this one? This one is the endosteum. And here also the bone lamellae is there. What is this lamellae here called as the inner circumferential lamellae. This one is called as the inner circumferential lamellae. ICL. So this is the periosteum, this is the endosteum. The lamellae which is present near the periosteum is called as outer circumferential lamellae, and the lamellae which is present near the endosteum is called as the inner circumferential lamellae. That is, we are discussing this part. This part here. We are not discussing this marrow cavity, only this part here. This one is a periosteum, this is a endosteum. Between what is present, we are discussing here. Okay, students, periosteum, endosteum, outer circumferential lamellae, inner circumferential lamellae. Now, you may be wondering what is present in this context here. What is present here? This space is there. What is that? That space is occupied by the Haversian system. Clear, students? You see here. So this is a periosteum, outer circumferential lamellae, endosteum, inner circumferential lamellae. This part, this entire part which is not filled here, that's called as Haversian system here. Now what is Haversian system made of? Let's discuss now. So see here, this one is corresponding to the Haversian system. This is where the Haversian system is present. The Haversian system is also called as osteon. Haversian system is also called as a osteon. This is the unit of the bone. Unit of the bone. So what is a unit of the bone? It's a Haversian system, which is also called as a osteon. Just like the nephron is a unit of the kidney, isn't it? The same way here, the Haversian system, osteon, is a unit of the bone here. Many Haversian systems are there in the bone. Now, what is the structure of the Haversian system and what are its components? Let's discuss now. Clear, students? Now, before discussion, let's have some glance. One circle, you know the circle, isn't it? 360 degrees. Another circle, here another circle, here another circle. Now, these circles are called as concentric circles. Concentric circles. What is meant by concentric circle? See here, one circle, above another circle is there, above another circle is there, above another circle is there, and all these are called as concentric circles. Concentric circles. Clear? And the lamellae are present here. They are called as concentric lamellae. Concentric lamellae. Let's discuss now the structure of the Haversian system. I told you that the Haversian system is also called as osteon, which is also called as a osteon. This is the unit of the bone. Haversian system is also called as osteon, which is the unit of the bone. Many Haversian systems are there in the bone. Many are there here. What is the structure? What are the structural components? Let's discuss now. Clear, students? So, I told you that concentric circles are there. Let's discuss basing on this aspect. First of all, the Haversian system. Let's discuss about the Haversian system. Consists of the Haversian canal. So this is the Haversian canal. Haversian canal. The Haversian canal is surrounded by the concentric circles. Here like this, one circle, 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 circle. So these concentric circles are there around the Haversian canal. This is a Haversian canal. This one is a Haversian canal. Here one concentric circle, 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 circles are there. Many concentric circles are there here. So interspersed among this one, there is the lacunae is there. So lacuna is present here. This is the lacuna. Here is another lacuna, another lacuna, another lacuna. Like this, many lacuna is there. What is lacuna and what is lacunae? Lacuna means singular, lacunae means plural. That's the difference. Only if one is taken, lacuna. If more than one is there, lacunae. That's it. Okay, students. So these are the lacunae. These are the lacunae here. This one is the lacuna, isn't it? Only one is there here. That's why I'm writing lacuna. Clear, students? Now, it contains a very important structure. What is that? I told you in the yesterday's class, what is that called as a osteocyte is present. What is present? Osteocyte. So this one is a osteocyte. Osteocyte. What is the osteocyte? There are three bone cells I told you, isn't it? What are the three types of bone cells? One is the osteoblast. The osteoblast is the responsible for the mineralization of the bone. It also secretes the bone matrix. Once the matrix is formed, the osteoblast gets entrapped inside the lacuna, isn't it? And becomes the osteocyte, isn't it? Osteocyte means a fully formed cell, bone cell. That is a completely matured cell, but an inactive cell. Why it is an inactive cell? Because it is getting entrapped inside the lacuna. You're following? This is a lacuna. See here, I'm drawing separately. This one is a lacuna. And inside what is present? A bone cell is there called as the osteocyte. This is the osteocyte. Osteocyte. And this is the lacuna. Clear, students? Now I had drawn the structure of the bone cell in the previous session, isn't it? What is the structure? A rough diagram I'll draw. So it is amoeboid in shape, I told you, isn't it? There is no regular shape and contains the nucleus, of course, and contains the protoplasmic process, which is divided here like this, here again, like this, and here again like this, here many processes are divided here. It resembles the cyton and dendrites, but this is a osteocyte. This one is the structure of the osteocyte, and these are the cytoplasmic or protoplasmic processes. Cytoplasmic processes. All these are the cytoplasmic processes are present around the osteocyte. This is the nucleus of this osteocyte. Now, where is this present? It is present inside the lacuna. This one is the lacuna. I am drawing this one here. This one is the lacuna inside which osteocyte. This is being explained separately here. You're following, students? Like this, each lacuna contains the osteocyte. Only one osteocyte is present for each lacuna. Whereas chondrocytes, how many chondrocytes are there in the case of the cartilage? 1 to 4 chondrocytes are present inside the lacunae of the cartilage. Whereas here only one osteocyte is present inside the lacuna of the bone. Clear? That's the difference here. Okay, students? So here, I told you that this lacuna is there. From the lacuna arises many small canals. From the lacuna, for example, this is the lacuna. So from the lacuna arises very small processes here. A small canal-like structures. This is the lacuna, isn't it? So here many canal-like structures arises here, very small canals. And these small canal-like structures are called as canaliculi. These are the canaliculi. What are the canaliculi? The minute canal-like process which arises from the lacuna are called as a canaliculi. I'm writing here. Canaliculi means the minute means very, very smaller. Isn't it? Very, very smaller is called as a minute processes or canal-like structures. Which arises from the lacuna are called as the canaliculi. They are called as the canaliculi. I told you that the minute process which arises from the osteocyte are called as a cytoplasmic process or protoplasmic process. Now this protoplasmic process, they extend into which one? The canaliculi, like this here. They extend into the canaliculi. See here, they extend here like this. Because they are interconnected here, isn't it? See here, they are interconnected like this. You're following, students, all of it. It's very simple, isn't it? So these are the lacuna. Entrapped inside is one osteocyte. And from each lacuna arises the very small, minute canal-like structures called as the canaliculi. Whereas from the osteocyte arises the process called as a cytoplasmic process. The cytoplasmic process, they extend into which one? The canaliculi. In this way, osteocyte is totally connected, intimately connected to the canaliculi. Just like, for example, this one is a canaliculi and this one is a cytoplasmic process here. And this one is a, for example, cytoplasmic process of the osteocyte, and this one is a canaliculi of this lacunae. They entrap here. They are intimately connected like this here, exactly connected here like this. That's the connection here. You're following, students? Now, what are these called as a concentric lamellae? Concentric lamellae. So, what are concentric circles? I told you many concentric lamellae. This one here. Many concentric lamellae are there. All these are the concentric lamellae. So, what we observe here, one is in the center. There is a Haversian canal is there. Okay, and these are the concentric circles where the concentric lamellae are there. That is, this is one, and this is number two. And what is also present? Among these concentric lamellae, many lacunae are there. Lacunae are the empty spaces. They are vacuole-like structures where one osteocyte is getting entrapped. So this lacuna, one is Haversian canal, number two is concentric lamellae, number three is lacuna. All these 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. It forms the Haversian system. It forms the Haversian system. The Haversian system is also called as osteon, the unit of the bone. So tell me, one is a Haversian canal, number two is the concentric lamellae among the concentric circles, number three is lacunae. All these together, 1, 2, and 3 together form the Haversian system here, the unit of the bone. Clear, students? So among this entrapped one, there is also very important structure, and that's called as the Volksmans Canals. That's called as the Volksmans Canals here. So this one is, for example, Volksmans Canal. This is a Volksmans Canal. The Volksmans Canal is a oblique or a transverse canal. Transverse canal. Its position is like that. It is an oblique or transverse canal. Oblique means a slanting one. Transverse means a horizontal one, isn't it? So it must be either oblique or a transverse one. A canal-like structure is called as a Volksmans Canal. What is the function? What is the significance? This canal, I am writing here, the Volksmans Canal connects the which structures? I am writing here. Volksmans Canal, on one hand, it connects the periosteum with the Haversian system, Haversian canal. On one hand, the Volksmans Canal connect the periosteum. You know periosteum, isn't it? I told you just now, periosteum with the Haversian canal. This is the Haversian canal. Okay, and that's the first connection. On the other hand, it also connects the marrow cavity, bone marrow cavity with the Haversian canal. Haversian canal. That is number two. Number three is the Haversian canals are interconnected. Haversian canals are interconnected to other Haversian canal. I am writing here HCs. One Haversian canal is attached to the other Haversian canal. The marrow cavity, that is bone marrow cavity, is connected with the Haversian canal. And the periosteum is also connected with the Haversian canal with help of the Volksmans canals. The Volksmans canals are the oblique or transverse canals which connects all these structures here. Hence we can say that the bone is a highly compact structure. And other significance is the periosteum. The periosteum here, there is a much blood supply is there here. Blood supply is there. Consists of many blood vessels. lymphatic vessels, and nerves. All these are being supplied to the periosteum, to which one? Haversian canal. See here, this is another connection is there here like this. Okay, through the periosteum, the blood vessels are connected to which one? What is this one called as the Haversian canal? So the Haversian canal is receiving the blood vessels, lymphatic vessels, nerves from the periosteum. In this way, there is a rich vascular supply. What is my vascular supply here? Blood supply is there to the Haversian canal through the periosteum. And the Haversian canals are interconnected to the Volksmans canals. Haversian canals are also connected with the marrow cavity. Haversian canal is also connected to the periosteum to the Volksmans canal. Hence, we can say that there is a rich blood supply throughout the bone. Hence, we can say that bone is highly vascular. Bone is highly vascular. Unlike the cartilage is avascular, I told you, isn't it? But whereas the bone is highly vascular. That is, a rich supply of blood is there for the bone here. Now, what is Haversian system overall? Haversian system is also called as osteon. That's a unit of the bone that's formed by which one? Different connections are there. One is called as the Haversian canal. This is one. Number 2 is concentric lamellae, and number 3 is which one? Lacunae. The lacunae contains which one? Many canaliculi are there. The canaliculi connected to which one? The cytoplasmic process of the osteocyte, isn't it? So like this, there is a high interconnection is there. That's number 1. And number 2 is Volksmans canals, or the horizontal or transverse or oblique canals, which connects the periosteum with the Haversian canal and marrow cavity with the Haversian canal. Whereas, and also the Haversian canals are interconnected with the help of these Volksmans canals here. In this way, there is a rich blood supply, neural supply, and also lymphatic supply to the Haversian canal. And Haversian canal is interconnected with the other structures. Hence, the total blood supply is there throughout the bone. Hence, we can say that the bone is highly vascular. This is called Haversian system here. Hope you enjoyed my session, my dear students, all of you. Okay, all of you, bye students, all of you. That's much for today. And in the next video, we'll be coming up with the fluid tissue that's called as blood. Okay, students, all of you. Jai Hind.